What makes a person both feared and admired? A symbol of crime, yet a cultural icon. For Alphonse Gabriel Capone, better known as Al Capone or Scarface, his life was a roller coaster of violence, loyalty, and ambition that left an indelible mark on American history. Today we dive deep into the story of a man who rose from the gritty streets of Brooklyn to become the most infamous mob boss of the Prohibition era. It was a crisp September night in 1926 when gunfire erupted outside the Hawthorne Inn in Cicero, Illinois. A hail of over 1,000 bullets riddled the building, targeting one man, Al Capone. Remarkably, Capone emerged unscathed. Was it sheer luck, meticulous planning, or something more sinister? To his enemies, he was untouchable. To the public, he was a modern-day Robin Hood. But who was the real Al Capone? Born on January 17, 1899, in Brooklyn, New York, Al Capone was the fourth of 9 children in an immigrant family from Naples, Italy. His father, Gabriel, was a barber, and his mother, Teresa, a seamstress. They lived a modest life in the bustling neighborhoods of Brooklyn, moving frequently in search of better opportunities. Young Al showed promise in school, earning good grades, but his fiery temper and disdain for authority often landed him in trouble. At 14, a violent altercation with a teacher ended his formal education. The streets became his classroom, and local gangs his instructors. By the time he was a teenager, Capone was already running with notorious groups like the Bowery Boys and the 5 Points Gang. It was during this time that Capone's life took a fateful turn. While working as a bouncer at the Harvard Inn, a Coney Island bar owned by mobster Frankie Yale, Capone's quick temper got the better of him. After making an inappropriate comment to a woman, her brother slashed his face with a knife, leaving the iconic scar that earned him the nickname Scarface. Capone despised the moniker, often claiming the scar was a war wound, though he never served in the military. In 1919, Capone moved to Chicago at the invitation of Johnny Torrio, a seasoned gangster who saw potential in the brash young man. Prohibition had just begun, and with it came an unprecedented demand for illegal liquor. Torrio's outfit, known as the Chicago Outfit, capitalized on this demand, and Capone quickly rose through the ranks. Chicago in the 1920s was a city divided by crime and opportunity. Torrio's organization thrived by bribing politicians and law enforcement, ensuring their bootlegging empire remained untouchable. Capone, with his larger-than-life personality and ruthless tactics, soon became the face of the operation. The era was marked by violent turf wars. Rival gangs fought fiercely for control of Chicago's lucrative liquor market. Capone's name became synonymous with these battles, none more infamous than the St. Valentine's Day Massacre of 1929. Although Capone denied involvement, 7 members of a rival gang were lined up against a wall and executed in cold blood by men posing as police officers. The massacre shocked the nation, solidifying Capone's reputation as a ruthless crime boss. But Capone wasn't just a gangster. He was a master of public relations. He donated to charities, opened soup kitchens during the Great Depression, and presented himself as a benefactor to the common people. "I'm just a businessman," he'd say, "giving the people what they want." Yet behind the charitable facade lay a violent empire built on fear and corruption. Capone's downfall began not with bullets, but with numbers. In 1931, federal agents, led by the incorruptible Elliot Ness and his untouchables, charged Capone with tax evasion. It was a meticulous investigation, focusing not on his violent crimes, but on his failure to pay taxes on his illegal income. Found guilty, Capone was sentenced to 11 years in federal prison. While incarcerated first in Atlanta and later at Alcatraz, Capone's health deteriorated. Years of untreated syphilis took their toll, and by the time he was released in 1939, he was a shadow of his former self. Retiring to his mansion in Florida, he lived out his remaining years in relative obscurity, dying in 1947 at the age of 48. Al Capone's story is one of contradictions. He was a criminal mastermind who built an empire on illegal activities, yet endeared himself to the public as a charismatic anti-hero. His life serves as a cautionary tale about power, corruption, and the thin line between infamy and legend. So was Al Capone a ruthless mobster or a misunderstood businessman? Perhaps he was a bit of both. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.